All cat owners need to watch this. You'll never own a black cat if you watch this. Once upon a time, in a quiet little village nestled between rolling hills, there lived a peculiar black cat named Shadow. Anyone who dared to look into Shadow's eyes would instantly lose their memory. It began innocently, neighbors forgetting where they placed their shoes, farmers wandering away from their fields, and children unable to remember their own names. No one suspected the sleek black cat with his graceful walk and mysterious gaze. But soon people forgot how to tend their animals, bake bread, or even recognize their loved ones. Rumors spread like wildfire. "The black cat is cursed," cried one villager. "The eyes his eyes steal our memories." Another whispered, the villagers, terrified, gathered in haste and decided Shadow could no longer stay among them. A group of brave men blindfolded themselves and captured the silent, purring cat. They placed Shadow in a wooden crate, sealed it tightly, and carried him far, far away, deep into a forest where no human ever roamed from that day on. No one in the village spoke of Shadow, but a warning remained. Never look into the eyes of a black cat, for you may forget who you are forever. To this day, they say, Shadow still roams the endless forest, his silver eyes glowing through the darkness, searching, waiting for someone foolish enough to meet his gaze. And so, dear cat lovers, beware. Some mysteries are better left unseen. Days turn to months and months to years. But the legend of the black cat with the enchanted eyes never truly faded. Parents warned their children. Travelers heard whispers of the memory-stealing cat. And those brave enough to venture into the forest returned with unsettling stories. They say his eyes like to moons in the night. One hunter murmured around a campfire. They say he watches, waiting for the right moment. Another added, shivering despite the fire's warmth. But legends have a way of enticing the curious one. Evening, a young woman named Ara decided she would uncover the truth. She was no stranger to cats, and she couldn't believe such a beautiful creature could be a monster with only a lantern and a small bag of food. Arara made her way into the forbidden forest. The towering trees loomed above her like silent guardians. The deeper she walked, the quieter the world became, until even the winds seemed afraid to whisper. After hours of searching, Arara spotted a faint glow in the shadows ahead. Her heart raced, stepping carefully. She moved closer until at last Shadow was no ordinary cat. The village fell into chaos, tired of the village's superstitions, having grown up caring for strays. Their branches clawing at the sky, she saw him. Shadow the black cat sat calmly on a moss-covered rock, his coat glistening like polished obsidian under the moonlight. His silver eyes met hers, shining brilliantly. Aar froze, but not out of fear. Poor thing, she noticed Shadow was not as menacing as the stories claimed. His posture was regal, but there was sadness in those glowing eyes, a loneliness she recognized. Shadow blinked once, a slow, deliberate gesture. Aurora felt a strange warmth in her chest. It was as if the cat was speaking not in words but through feeling. Suddenly she understood his magic was not meant to harm but to protect it. Erase the pain that memories carried. Those who looked into his eyes forgot their burdens, their regrets, their sorrows, leaving behind only confusion, because humans could not understand such a gift the villagers had feared, what they couldn't comprehend. "I see now," Aurora murmured, tears brimming. In her eyes you were only trying to help, as though thanking her for seeing the truth. Ara gently reached into her bed and laid out pieces of bread and dried fish. Shadow patted over, cautiously sniffing the food. Before eating for hours, Aurora sat with Shadow, speaking softly to him. The forest no longer felt ominous. It was alive, warm, and protective. When morning broke, the silver glow of Shadow's eyes dimmed with the sunlight, but his presence remained just as powerful. Aurora stood brushing dirt off her skirt. "You don't deserve to be alone, Shadow. I promise I'll change this." She returned to the village, determined to tell the truth about the black cat. Some laughed, some scoffed, and others called her foolish. But if you listened, especially those who had carried grief too heavy to bear one by one, they ventured into the forest, some accidentally, others by choice, and they returned changed their sadness, lifted their burdens, lightened, though they couldn't quite explain why. Over time, the legend of Shadow transformed, no longer a monster waiting to heal those who truly needed him. To this day, travelers say that if you wander deep enough into the forest with a heavy heart, You may see two silver eyes glowing in the darkness. It's something you were never meant to carry on, feared and banished. Became a quiet savior, reminding the world that sometimes magic isn't a curse. It's a second chance, Aurora whispered. Kneeling slowly, Shadow's eyes were not cursed. They were a gift his gaze did not steal. Memory's shadow LED out a soft, almost sorrowful purr. He became known as the guardian of memories, a spirit who watched over the forest, looked to them, and you may lose something, but perhaps, and so the black cat